Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Toys Era 1/6 scale, the Fiend. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, today we are going to be taking a look at the Toys Era 1/6 scale, the Fiend and Glider, or Spider-Man's Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin to be exact. Now, the Glider and the figure itself are two separate offerings, so please be aware of that. If you are looking to be purchasing this figure and the Glider, they are two separate items. However, this Green Goblin is definitely the best one out there, and much like with the Toys Era Doc Ock, once again I feel sorry for those that have pre-ordered the new Hot Toys Green Goblin, because the suit that Toys Era has for this guy is absolutely phenomenal. It does not wrinkle as easily as most of these 1/6 scale suits would normally wrinkle at. So that's a great new thing that they've developed, and I highly doubt Hot Toys will be able to do that. And also for the price point, I believe this is about $200 to almost $300 cheaper than the actual Hot Toys offering. But after I picked up the Toys Era Doc Ock, I had to pick up the Fiend. I was so impressed by their work on that figure that I knew this one would be no different. And after picking him up, I am so damn impressed, guys. By the way, I do apologize for, you guys seeing the sides of my studio, but this guy, even on the shortest stand, is just gigantic. And you can't really show off the Glider without it being on the stand, so yeah, well, I guess I could have put him on the crotch grabber and just had him floating there. Damn. Oh well, it is what it is at this point. But as you can see, you do get the Glider and a short stand right there. You do also get a longer one, which we'll get into in a sec. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into all the great stuff that this guy does come with. So with this guy, we do get a few extra pairs of hands. We do get a pair of open, relaxed hands right here, as well as a pair of fisted hands. He is currently using his left one. And a pair of pumpkin bomb holding hands. He is currently using his right one right there. And you do get two pumpkin bombs. Now the coloring is a bit off on the green, but it is what it is. So you can go ahead and just put the pumpkin bomb right there in his hand. That is all the extra hands that he does come with. Unfortunately, he does not come with an unmasked Willem Dafoe head. That would have been fucking amazing. But like I said, he does come with three separate stands. The first one being the one that you guys are seeing currently, where it is a shorter bendy wire flight stand, as well as your traditional crotch grabber stand right here. And last but not least, you do get a longer or a taller flight stand, stand with clip right there. However, this clip does not have any kind of soft protective material right here, which is why I'm really afraid to use it. However, the stand on here literally screws into the Glider, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, since this one has a screw right here, it will screw directly into the Glider as well. So that's the other thing that I love about this figure, is that it is fucking secure on that base. And that's why I went ahead and decided to use the shorter bendy wire, because with it being shorter, it doesn't have that ability to tip over as easily. Now maybe when I get a DTOF and I have him in a secure cabinet, I can put him on the longer one, but until then, he'll stay on the shorter one where his center of gravity is a little bit better. So with that being said, guys, that's everything that this guy does come with. So why don't we go ahead and pull him off the rotating turntable and take a closer look at all the amazing great detail in this guy. First, we're going to take a look at him, and then we'll take a look at the Glider. Alright guys, so here we have him up close to the camera so we can take a look at all the amazing great detailing in this guy. So remember earlier when I was talking about the suit and how Toys Era has truly done something amazing with it, I didn't want to jinx it or say anything until I pulled him off the Glider, but I have actually had him on that Glider in that pose since I've pulled him out of package about 3 to 4 weeks ago. And since then, as you can see upon closer inspection, there is absolutely no wrinkling. That is fucking phenomenal, guys. Like, even in the knees right here, it's bunched up, but there's absolutely no wrinkling in the suit, which is crazy, because usually in suits like this, there's just crazy wrinkling when you keep them in, those bent positions. However, Toys Era has definitely done something with this guy, and the technology that they use for this suit is just absolutely phenomenal. So aside from the suit itself, as you can see, it does have some nice ridging, texturing, and detailing and stuff like that. It is a nice green. It does pair nicely with the other pieces attached to the suit, which are a more firmer plastic. So the suit is more of a latex rubbery suit, but these ones do have kind of a firmness to them, I would say. So these are harder plastic pieces that don't move and shift, but they're in places that, you know, don't really matter, you know, like right here on the bicep where it's not on a joint, right here on the forearm where it's not on a joint. The only place it really matters is right here on the abdomen, where he can't really ab crunch down because of it. But other than that, you know, it's just phenomenal. And the mask, mwah, piece de resistance on this figure right here, this mask. Although the glider does give it a run for his money, but we'll take a look at that in a sec. But a cool thing about this figure is that if you look really fucking close, you can actually see a mouth behind there, because you do have a faceplate behind there. So that is really fucking cool, because I recently did rewatch the Spider-Man film, and yeah, you can actually see his mouth and stuff. So really cool and awesome that Toys R Us noticed that also, and, you know, applied it to their figure. And I absolutely love the shoes. They look exactly like the ones that he wore in the movie. Super awesome, super cool. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and take a look at this guy's articulation. He will look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. He will look down that much, because then that chin hits his chest. He will look up, well, pretty damn far. He could basically do like a flight pose right there, so that's really cool. So his head would probably go down way further. Oh, so his neck does move, but it's just that chin that kind of just hits himself right there. Be very careful, because this does have a bit of a sharp corner on the chin. You don't want to tear that latex suit. He will go all the way out to a T-pose. Butterfly joint right there. He is on a ratchet system. He will go forward that far. I'm not going to push it any further than that. The suit feels like it's bunching up. He'll only go back that far. He does come with double hinge elbows, so that allows him to go in really tight. And like I said, no kind of like marks or anything, you know, really just phenomenal. Wrist articulation, whoops, that slipped off. Let's go ahead and pop that back in, but it will rotate 360 up and down, in and out, whichever way this ball peg is facing. So let's go ahead and put this on properly so it doesn't fall off. Taking a look at his abs and his waist, you do get a bit of rotation, but with the suit being this rubbery latex, you don't want to do too much twisting and bending at that waist, so just be aware of that. Taking a look at how far he can kick outwards, quite far for his suit, so that's pretty impressive how far he can kick forward. He'll kick forward that far, he'll kick back that far. He comes with double hinge knees, but I'm not going to push him past that just because of the suit. His ankles will go down that far, up that far, ball rocker hinge. And the cool thing about this guy is he does have peg holes on the bottom of his feet to peg it into the glider, you know, aside from them also just hooking into his feet. So all in all, guys, a phenomenal job with this figure, much like with the Toys R Us Doc Ock. And the suit, like I said, no wrinkling, no mess, no nothing like that after even keeping it in that bent pose for weeks. Phenomenal. With that being said, guys, that wraps up this guy's articulation. So let's go ahead and take a look at the glider right now. Alright, guys, so now that we've taken a look at Goblin himself, let's go ahead and take a look at the glider itself, because these two things are separate offerings. So if you're taking a look at this and you're wanting to buy these two things, or wanting to have both of these things in your collection, be aware they are two separate items. So if you are looking online, be sure that you're buying the Deluxe with the glider, because there are people selling it for a lot cheaper with just the figure itself. But despite it looking phenomenal alone, like it does in the background right there, the glider just adds that much more. But before we take a look at the glider, let's go ahead and take a look at the stand that it is on. So it does say the Fiend right there, and this does come with the figure itself, not the glider. And it just has some green rocks right there, kind of to mimic probably that last battle area that they have in the movie, but they painted it green just to match the Goblin. And like I said, it does have a short flight stand right here with the bendiness, or the bendy wireness, whatever you want to call it. But then it does also screw into the glider itself, so that way it's a more secure connection. So taking a look at the glider, it is just phenomenally done. The cool thing first and foremost is that it is articulated, so you can open it and close it, so that is super cool. Like I said, you do get some peg holes right here on the feet, so that way you can peg them in as well as just hook them in. Taking a look at the undercarriage right here, just beautifully done. Like, it goes to show that if the undercarriage is this beautifully done, the top is just that much more amazing. It looks so real, so much like metal, even though it is all plastic. I absolutely love the chrome finish on this middle piece right here. The sharp spikes are a hard plastic, so be aware of that. Do not want to, drop this because they will break. Taking a look at the top right here, I really wish they would have included, some orange pumpkin bombs right here, like in the movie. But the texturing and the detail lines in the glider, just absolutely beautiful. Oh man, this thing just, I mean, I have the So Toys Green Menace, and that one, it comes with a cool glider and all, but this one, guys, I mean, just take a look at it. How much more perfect can you get? So yeah, like I said, you do get the articulation on here. The pegs right here do also move and stuff, so that way you can move it around and just put them in a more comfortable position. And I think that's it in terms of articulation. Nothing else happens with this thing, but just a beautiful piece nonetheless. So with that being said, guys, that wraps up the articulation of both the figure and the glider. Alright guys, so that has been my review of the Toys Era 1/6 scale, the Fiend and glider. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this figure, and do you think that this figure will be better when the new Hot Toys one is released? Or do you think the Hot Toys one will blow this one out of the water? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you've made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below, Mary Jane and I are going to have a hell of a time! That way I know you've made it this far and you're enjoying the content. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day.